Hey there, Michelle. How are you today?
Good, Lindsay. I'm good. How are you? We're happy to be recording with you again.
You too. You too. I'm back from my vacation to Europe. I was in London, Belgium, and back and ready to get back into podcasting, Michelle. But I have a question for you today. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
So, Michelle, what is your happy place?
Ooh, what is my happy place? So I don't know. I was thinking about this. I would say I have a couple happy places. Like one would be, this sounds funny, but the Upper West Side is a happy place of mine.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then I would say also when I hear the term happy place, it also makes me think not necessarily of a place that I go to a lot, but maybe like I think of my friend's house, my friend Allie's house from when we had sleepovers as a kid. Um
Nice.
and whenever her parents still live in, I mean, they're still a part of the year in that house. And so I went back over Thanksgiving, and it just, when you have those kind of nostalgic feelings about a place, you realize how warm it makes you feel just being there. So I would say those are kind of two of my happy places.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say my happy place is like the beach. Like I feel like it
Yeah.
is for most people. What about you? What's your happy
Yeah.
place?
Well, probably. So it sounds like for you, Michelle, just to extend my question here,
Mhm.
is it's the memory of spending
Mhm.
time at your friend's house as a kid. Is that kind
Yes.
of because now like you're an adult and you're not doing the sleepovers anymore? Maybe you are. I don't know.
No, no, no.
Right. But so the happy place now, when you think of that, it's the thought of that in a way.
Mhm.
So it's kind of a
Yes.
physical place and it's also the memory of something. That's kind of cool.
Absolutely. Yeah.
For me, it's really being outside, especially in the mountains. And if I love visiting small towns, even in
Mhm.
Colorado or when I'm traveling
Mm.
abroad.
Mhm.
So anytime I'm traveling, have very few kind of possessions with me, right? So just
Mhm.
having a backpack, I love that. That is totally my happy place, Michelle. So
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that part. Yeah, I'm gonna mention, I was just telling Lindsay off the mic that I recently did sort of a staycation. Even though I don't live in
yeah,
Maryland now, I was in Maryland, and we went to some places that I usually don't go when I'm there. And I realized that they were all very similar places that we were going to. Like Georgetown,
yes,
Alexandria, Virginia, Annapolis. These cute towns where you can
yeah,
walk around. So yeah, I also in that vein, Lindsay, what you said, just
yes.
that walking around and experiencing a new place. So I mean, but Lindsay, what is a happy place?
Yeah, good question. So, a happy place is really either a physical place or potentially a mindset, a thought, a zone of thinking
Yeah.
that makes you happy, right?
Yeah.
It's really that simple, but it's so common in native English right now.
Yeah, exactly. You probably feel at peace or
Mhm.
just good about life.
Yeah.
Or like in my instance, it could be that it brings you back to something, a memory, your
Yes.
childhood, makes you feel nostalgic, whatever it is. Um,
Yes.
and Lindsay,
Yes.
I mean, I feel like in the times where I have done meditation,
Mhm.
um, uh, you know, you hear this. I don't
Yeah.
know if you, if you, go to your happy place or try and feel less anxious, right? Do you
Oh,
hear that?
interesting. Not exactly. It depends on who's teaching and what kind of school of teaching they're using.
Yeah.
Usually, the meditation I follow is more just be,
Yeah.
not anywhere, just be and drop thought in a sense,
Uh-huh.
or come back to your breath. So
Uh-huh.
you could literally be anywhere. I mean, you could achieve happiness through meditation being in any circumstance. That's the ideal ultimately, right? So yeah, it
Mhm.
just depends on who's teaching, right? What the methods are, I guess.
All right, awesome. Well, guys, we hope that we are your happy place. So if
Yes.
All Ears English is a happy place for you, then make sure you hit the follow button so that you never miss any of our episodes.
Yes, I love that. I think we are a happy place for some of our listeners. So, guys, make sure you tell your friends about the show as well. Let them know about All Ears English and our motto of connection, not perfection, so they can come to All Ears English for their happy place. I love it. So good. All right, Michelle, what do we need to know here when it comes to happy place?
Yeah, so I mean, this is just a really great expression to use in English conversations.
Yeah.
I mean, someone might use this. I mean, meditation was one I thought of. Like maybe they don't say it outright, but maybe you kind of try and visualize that you're in a different place, or sometimes for relaxation, or you
Yeah.
try and go to your happy place. So I'm on the
Right.
beach, I have my feet up. So maybe more so
Yeah.
relaxation, or trying to
Relaxation.
calm down and
Yep.
meditation.
Yeah. Or sometimes
Yeah.
when I can't sleep, I'll put on like rain noises or
Oh,
ocean noises. Do you ever
yeah.
do that when you have a hard time
Yeah,
sleeping? Yeah.
I sleep with white noise. It
Okay.
definitely
Yeah.
helps me. It's not rain or ocean, but I think it's the one that's called calm. And it's just kind of
Ah,
like probably makes you feel like you're in the womb. I don't know.
interesting. That might be the idea behind it. Yeah, so that for some people that would be going to your happy place. You do envision being in like a rainforest or on the beach
Right.
or in the womb, I guess. Weird.
But
Or
yeah,
whatever.
this is good for talking about de-stressing, or I think it's also good for connecting with somebody over a cool place. So maybe you
Yeah.
share the same happy place, and it can lead to a
Mm,
greater conversation, right?
yes.
Oh my gosh, I used to live on the Upper West Side. Oh my gosh, I love the Upper West Side. That is so my happy place, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Major connection skill here. And Michelle, do you agree? Do you think that a happy place could also be like a a time of the week, like a Friday afternoon in a certain place, right? Sort of.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. I
kind
don't
of.
know that I hear people using it as like,
Yeah.
I think, I don't know if I would say it's Friday, it's my happy place, right?
Right.
But I do believe that it can, that, maybe there's something else that we say for that.
Yes.
But
Yes.
yeah, I do definitely believe that it can be a time of year. I mean, people love the holiday season or summertime,
Mhm.
right? So a happy place, it doesn't have to just be, I believe that it can be a time of the year. What do you think?
I love it. So true. Good stuff. Okay, Michelle. So, this is a really common expression now, but there are other things that people say that seem similar, that get to the same point, right? A
Mhm.
little bit more wordy, maybe. So, for
Mhm.
example, where I feel at peace, right?
Mhm.
Where I feel at peace. How does that look, Michelle?
Yeah, so you could say something like, the beach is where I feel most at peace. I love
Hmm.
putting my feet in the sand and just reading a good book.
Yes.
Do
Yeah.
you feel at peace at the beach, Lindsay?
Well, I was going to say another example of a happy place for me is not exactly the beach, but it's where my parents used to live on the harbor
Mm,
in Situate, Massachusetts. They don't live there anymore. So that was a happy place for me because when I went there, I could smell the ocean and I was going to spend
mm,
time with family. So
right.
often it's not just a physical location, sometimes it's about who is there, right? Like you
Right.
said with your friend with the sleepovers, who's
Right,
there?
right. It's not just the house, right?
Hmm.
It's not
Yeah, it's not the
because
house.
these four walls of the house
Yes.
were my
Yes.
happy place. It's because of what was happening, who was there. Just, yeah,
Yes.
definitely in the nostalgia and just the general feeling. I'm there right now. Now I'm thinking about it. Oh, it was
Yeah.
nice.
What about yeah, it's so true, Michelle. What about this expression zone out? What about that?
Yeah, this is kind of a related expression. I mean, zone out can be a negative thing. Sorry, I was zoning out. I'm not paying attention, right?
Mhm.
But sometimes we'll use it just when we need some time to just get
Yeah.
lost in our head, right? So,
Yes.
for example, sometimes I just need a few minutes to zone out and take a break from work. Then I can
Mhm.
actually work better when I start up again. Lindsay, we talk about that a lot. Just going on a walk, just
Yeah, going on a walk.
doing
Or
something else. Yeah.
I feel like I've become less good at this. So when I was in high school and college, in college I used to fly home, right, to
Mhm.
see my family from Virginia, and I used to just sit on the plane and zone out for a couple of hours. Now that is unthinkable for me. I need a movie, I need a podcast, I need something to be occupying my brain. It's crazy, you know?
Interesting. Well, there's
Yeah.
that episode of Seinfeld where one of my favorite, one of the funniest things was Elaine was on the plane with her boyfriend, and she's reading a book and they're on a long flight, and he's just staring off into space, which is another good expression, stare off into space. And
Yeah.
he's not doing anything, he's not reading anything. And she said, "Don't you want something to read?" And he said, "No." And she said, "Are you gonna go to sleep?" And he said, "No." And she got so irritated with him because she couldn't imagine why
That
somebody
is
would just
so funny.
sit there. It was so funny.
I love that. Talk about different personalities,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And then also, yeah, so with happy place, is we often say with it, find your happy place or go
Mm,
to your happy place. And we don't
yes.
necessarily mean actually physically go there per se, right? It might just
Right.
mean that we're in our minds going there, right?
Yes, exactly. You need to find the mental balance, that
Mhm.
sense of peace, right? Inner
Mhm.
peace. That's what we're trying to find when we say, I need to go to my happy place or find my happy place, right?
Yeah, yes, exactly. So I just feel so off lately. I need to find my happy place and start fresh. What does that mean to feel off?
Yeah. Michelle, this could be another episode. Great
Yeah.
idea, right? Good one. To feel off is to feel not right. Like something's not right. Maybe you don't feel happy or just you feel irritated or something is abnormal for your mind state
Mhm.
at that
Okay,
time.
guys. So hit follow because yeah, that's going to be a
Yes.
future episode that we could
Yeah.
definitely go into that more.
I love it. All
Let's do
right.
a role play. We're not going to use
Yes.
all of these, but we're going to use a bunch. So here we are
Yes.
strangers and we
Mhm.
sit next to each other on the beach.
All right, here
All right,
we
here
go,
we go.
Michelle. All
All
right.
right. This is gorgeous, isn't it?
Yes, definitely my happy place.
Oh, for sure. Mine too. Nowhere better. It's where I feel most at peace.
I get that. I just zone out and watch the waves.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
A
know.
lot of people do find the beach to be their happy place, right?
Yes, they do. And I'm not
Yeah.
one of those people.
I think if I had to choose between beach and mountains, I actually probably think it would. I don't know. I really like how raw the beach is. Like it's just raw nature, you know? It's
Mm.
so wild. And I love that. It's just, I don't know. It's very impressive, I think,
Yeah.
the
I mean,
ocean.
it's not that I listen, I don't hate the beach. I don't, but I would like to take a nice walk through it and then go to the boardwalk, right? I like to take a walk on the beach and then go do something else. I'm not the person that can sit there for 4
Oh,
hours.
no, yeah. No, for
Bake.
sure. For sure. Yeah, baking in the sun, right? No, me neither. No, that is
Yeah.
not me.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we said here, Michelle. You said, "This is gorgeous, isn't it?" And I said,
Mhm.
"Yes, definitely my happy place."
Mhm.
Right?
And I said,
Mhm.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say my intonation there is kind of interesting, right? I
Definitely
said,
my happy.
"Definitely my happy place." So I
Mhm.
kind of emphasized my, didn't I?
Mhm. Yeah, you did it. Showing, I mean, but here we're strangers, right? So we're
Mhm.
just kind of sitting down next to each other. And yeah, so you emphasizing my really shows, that you want to, explain that this is special to you,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And
Uh-uh.
then what did you say, Michelle?
And then I said, oh, for sure. Mine too. Nowhere better. And then I said, it's where I feel most at peace.
Yes, it's where I feel most at peace. And then I said, I get that. I just zone out and watch the waves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this context that we're strangers because sometimes we do have conversations with strangers,
Yeah.
especially when we're traveling, maybe on a train. And there are these short conversations, but you can connect around certain things, certain values, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that's how you do build these connections. I mean, yeah, it's not that we're necessarily going to be best friends forever. We're just two
Right.
strangers on the beach, but you can have a nice conversation and feel that, yeah, that's the interesting thing about vacations. Did you ever as a kid make vacation friends or,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a fun thing growing up to make those vacation friends.
Sure. Yeah. Maybe you were renting a house with your family and another kid was renting a house next door,
Yeah.
right? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's fun. Or even like at conferences, you might meet someone at a
Right.
happy hour the first night and then you see them all over the conference
Right.
and you just kind of check in. How's it going? Are you making good contacts? That sort of things. These are like temporary friendships. It's
Yeah.
interesting,
Yeah.
right?
Dan
Yeah.
and I, we have a thing like, cause when we were first, like our first trip together was a cruise
Mm.
and we met this like older couple and I remember we were calling them our cruise mom and dad.
Yeah. That's a good example, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're gonna be friends later. It doesn't mean you're gonna keep up with them. You might, but you're
You
just
might.
friends in that moment, and it's really cool because it kind of fills a need at that moment to connect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, guys, check out episode 2433. That was communicate your boundaries in English. So that
Yeah.
was another
Love it.
good episode.
And what's the takeaway, Michelle? What does this mean for connection here?
I do
place.
think that this is a really strong expression, and we don't want to, yeah, you can think of it just as an individual. I'm sitting by myself, I'm in my happy place,
Yeah.
right? But we can also think about how we can use this to actually connect with someone over a
Yeah.
special circumstance in a special setting.
Mhm.
Really, even just talking to a stranger, right? So
Yeah.
connecting over this feeling, this special
Mhm.
feeling,
Mhm.
really is strong for everyone. I think it's a feeling everyone can relate to. What do you think?
Yeah, it's great. It's a chance for you to show people what you love, what you believe in, what you
Mhm.
feel strongly about. So guys, use this expression, experiment with it, and see how you can get to know someone, whether it's a stranger or someone you know well. It works equally well in both contexts. Okay.
Definitely. All
Love
right.
it. All right. Good stuff, Michelle. Well, guys, hit the follow button so you don't miss a single episode of All Ears English. And I'll see you back here very soon, Michelle. All
All
right.
right. Bye, Lindsay.
Okay, bye.